Yo, what's up, YouTube? It is I, Otaku Gamer Lord Dre, back again with another Real Talk Rant and Rave video. And on today's video, I'm going to get off of my chest what I've been meaning to talk about for a very long time now. This isn't really news, but at the time it was really big news for me. But for everyone else, it's not really news. And what I wanted to talk about was the fact that we were going to be getting 2 new seasons of Fooly Cooly, which is a huge fucking deal in the anime community because Fooly Cooly, the original Fooly Cooly, is highly regarded as one of the best animes ever. It's such a sacred anime show, and it's so fucking beloved by many an anime watcher that it's like I couldn't believe that they were going to be giving us another Fooly Cooly. Now, admittedly, a lot of time has passed since we got a Fooly Cooly because Fooly Cooly I remember seeing way back in the early 2000s when I was in middle school. I guess it was about 2003 that was on Adult Swim, and it's now 2016, and we're now getting news that we're going to be getting 2 new seasons of Fooly Cooly. Now, before I get into any further details, I remember when I read this news, I got it from Anime News Network, and it basically stated that Toonami was having an involvement in the show. So I thought that was really great, and we were going to be getting 13 episodes, 2 seasons. So I'm guessing each season is about the length of the original Fooly Cooly, which was 6 episodes long. And I said about because we're pretty much getting just one extra episode from one of those seasons, right? But yeah, I mean, it's really exciting news to hear that we're getting 2 new seasons of Fooly Cooly. Now, for those of you who don't know what Fooly Cooly is, or FLCL as it's known to be called, I don't know what you're doing on this channel. It is called Otaku Gamer Lord Dre. So if you consider yourself an otaku but you haven't seen Fooly Cooly, I think you need to rethink that and go watch Fooly Cooly because it is essential as far as anime viewing goes. But Fooly Cooly, for the people that don't know, is basically a 6 episode anime that revolves around a 12-year-old kid named Nauta, and it's basically a coming of age tale. Of course, a coming of age tale with a lot of over the top anime hijinks going on. I'm talking fucking mech battles, fucking girls in bunny suits, and fucking, fucking high powered beings fighting with guitars and shit. A lot of over the top anime shit is going down. And all of that happens while the show still has grounds in reality and has like pretty serious it deals with very, very serious touching subjects, but with the over the top anime hijinks. And that's what made it so great back when I was a middle schooler watching it. So Fooly Cooly, easily one of the greatest animes of all time, very sacred. Now, to get 2 new seasons, first I'm going to be getting into why this is a good thing. 2 new seasons of Fooly Cooly is great because it's Fooly Cooly, okay? And it's more episodes of Fooly Cooly after all this time. Another reason it's very great, well, because Toonami is having a hand in it. And Toonami is awesome. Now, this is where I'm going to be discussing why Toonami is awesome. As someone who's grown up with Toonami, I've been watching Toonami since I was a kid. Since the days of DBZ and fucking Tenchi and Gundam Wing, and then we had Rurouni Kenshin and Yu Yu Hakusho, and then we had Naruto. I've been watching Toonami, right? Up until 2008, I was about 16 going on 17 then, and I remember watching when Toonami announced that it was leaving. They basically had the robot version of Tom then say, hey, it's been a good run, but they were going. And so they left in 2008. So ever since then, anime on television has become stagnant, especially now. But when Toonami left in 2008, they've had a great legacy. They've even had an anime show basically made for them as a tribute by Production IG called IGPX, or Immortal Grand Prix. And I remember the early days of seeing the IGPX shorts, and they were basically going for a war-torn mecha series, with like the mecha not really looking like Gundams, which was good. The mecha were pretty sleek and slimmer and a lot more nimble in design. So I thought that was really cool. But then they changed it to a unique sort of mecha sports series, which was like basically like a combat racing, sort of like if you would play a almost like Mario Kart, but like Mario Kart just took like OD anime drugs, And I thought IGPX Immortal Grand Prix, the final product of that, was really damn good. I liked it. The animation was top notch, a lot of great action. The visuals were awesome, and Toonami should feel proud of it. A lot of higher up anime critics would probably bash the show, but I thought IGPX was awesome, right? So yeah, Toonami has a lot of things going for it. Not to mention, oh yeah, by the way, IGPX also had what looked like a pretty decent video game based off of it. So it's like a complete package. I really liked IGPX. So in my eyes, Toonami can do no wrong since they have that legacy, and they've had, an anime, really kick-ass anime made for them as a tribute. And I remember when Toonami came back in 2012. I was 20 going on 21. I came home from work very stressed out. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. They had me doing some really, really OD overtime. And, usually I like to veg out on Saturdays and just watch any anime on Adult Swim. And I remember just watching Adult Swim one night, and they were showing Blue Sub 6, and I was like, Blue Sub 6? This was on Toonami. I remember this. And it turned out that they were showing that along with other Toonami shows, and they were showing Toonami promos. I even took a picture of one of the promos. It was like where it was discussing like, boys becoming men and whatnot, that Toonami promo. And they showed like other shows like Adult Swim shows like Trigun. They showed the DVD package of Trigun. I thought that was really cool. So Toonami having a hand in it, and then Toonami came back in 2012, obviously, just a month after the April Fool's joke of, making it seem like they were coming back. Everybody thought they wouldn't, and they came back in 2012. So Toonami can do no wrong in my eyes. And one thing that I want from the 2 new seasons of Fooly Cooly is for them to have a new protagonist for those 2 seasons. Even better if each season had a new protagonist, I don't want to see Naota and Haruka and the robot again, please. Those guys' story ended. I want to see a new protagonist, new characters. If anything, those old characters can show up as cameos, but we need a new protagonist for the new Fooly Cooly series. And the reason why is because I think back to Pokemon. During the 90s, Pokemon was a big deal. Most kids my age were playing the Pokemon game on Game Boy Color. I didn't have a Game Boy Color, but I have played the game through friends. But I really liked the Pokemon Kids show. It's really kick-ass. Obviously the Indigo League and the Orange Islands seasons. After that, when it hit Johto's Johto Journeys, it just became very, very stale. And that's because they kept using Ash. And I remember watching Toonami in 2007 when they aired the Pokemon Chronicles OVA, and I was like, why am I watching this? I'm totally burnt on Pokemon aside from the video games. And it's because that's what Johto Journeys should have been. They had a new character. Even if that character, a different protagonist, even if that protagonist was basically a character art from the second gen game, I was totally fine with that. At least we got a different protagonist, and that's what I want to see from Fooly Cooly. We can have the same over-the-top anime hijinks with the same coming-of-age tales, just a different protagonist and new characters, and maybe slight cameos from old characters. But overall, though, this is very exciting news. I can't wait to see what comes of it. I'm glad Toonami is having a hand in it, and I even heard the Pillows is returning to the music of it, which is great. And yeah, I'm totally excited for the 2 new seasons of Fooly Cooly. Just give us a new protagonist and characters. Anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to get off my chest. Thanks.